Hey guys, welcome to this week's episode of Cooking with Connie. This week we've got another shape reclaimed recipe. So we're going to give you a little something that you can add to your meals to kind of give you something a little bit more satisfying since we don't eat bread on this. So these are our fluffy garlic rolls, and we've made them with flaxseed and arrowroot, and they've got that really nice garlic smell to them. So these are going to be a really good recipe for you to add. You're going to have nice protein with the cottage cheese in there and the eggs. So check out this week and watch it from beginning to end so you can see how we make these yummy rolls. Okay, so for these shape-approved garlic rolls, what we're going to do is we're going to start with, we've got a cup of whipped cottage cheese. So these are going to be a nice high-protein little treat that you can add if you're having, say, your zoodles with your marinara sauce. Then you can have these with it, and it would be really, really yummy, and you'll feel like you're really getting a treat with it. So this is my cottage cheese. I usually whip it up in the NutriBullet. That kind of makes it to where it's really nice, smooth consistency, but you still have a good flavor. Yes, we do have children in the background today. So this is summer, and with summer comes kids. So we got some extra ones along the way today. All right, so we got our cottage cheese in there. We're going to do a couple of eggs. Hey, Hank. Trying to get in the video. Here comes Gibson. Having fun today. We just had a nice little downpour outside, and we still have kids outside in the rain. So, all right. So we're going to use, instead of the original recipe called for almond flour, but to make this shape approved, what we're going to do is we're going to combine our arrowroot and our flaxseed, which are both allowed on the program. So we're going to kind of divide it up and do half a cup of arrowroot and half a cup of flaxseed, which will give us a good consistency for these rolls. So we're also going to use, like I said, we've got our eggs in there. We're going to use some garlic. I never know how much a clove is, but I think garlic, you can just use a couple heaps of garlic in it. I like to use my minced garlic that's already done up, but if you're inclined to do your own, you go for it. It's just that much better. All right, so we're going to use a little baking powder. It's going to help us to rise these. So we're going to do a teaspoon of baking powder. And instead of just plain oregano, I'm going to use my Flavor Gods Italian Zest. And again, we're just going to add some nice flavor to these rolls. And then we're going to use a half a cup of Manchego cheese that I already have shredded. So between the cottage cheese and the Manchego cheese, you're going to have a nice cheesy flavor to these rolls. Mix all this stuff together. So then what we're going to do is we're going to just take this mixture and we're going to put it in our muffin tins. And yes, I'm making a mess here. We'll clean this up a little bit before we put it in the oven. So this should give you about 8 muffins. So we'll just go ahead and get these filled. We're going to pop them in the oven, probably about 20 minutes, and they'll be done. And then we'll take them out and show you the finished product. Okay guys, so here's our finished product. So we made 7 of these with that batch, but I think probably 8 would be better. I just filled them a little bit fuller, so I just did 7. So these are shape approved, so this would be really good to add to, like, if you did like a marinara sauce with your zoodles or something like that, to give you something just a little bit more flavorful to add to it, so you don't feel like you're missing out on that garlic toast you have with when you used to have that stuff. So remember this week, like, share, subscribe. Check out Cooking with Connie. We do a lot of shape reclaimed recipes, so check it out if you're looking for some ideas for some healthy eating. And we just have all of our great gluten-free, sugar-free things on there. So remember this week, go out, make some good choices, and we'll see you next week.